The Epic Game Store has gotten another list of exclusives, including Outer World from Obsidian, the developers of the original Fallout and Fallout New Vegas. So, pretty renowned developers. People are excited about it. But I want to kind of talk about why I don't think it's a bad thing that Epic's getting all these exclusives, and how that may be a little bit of an opinion that people don't like. Let's talk about that. So Epic started rocking the boat a couple months ago when they got the exclusive rights to Metro Exodus. To everybody on Steam's dismay, people had already started to pre-order the game on Steam. Steam honored those pre-orders, gave them copies of the game, or rather Metro Exodus did. And so they were still able to play it on their platform. But if you didn't pre-order it, you have to buy it on Epic Game Store. Same thing is happening with Obsidian's Outer World and a couple of other games. Don't have the full list in front of me, but you can go look at that. I'm sure there's news articles everywhere. Now, most everybody in the PC gaming space is crying that this is a disaster, that they need to have choice based on where they want to play their games, where they want to buy their games, who they want to support, so there shouldn't be exclusives. I tend to disagree with that, and here's why. One, it's still free. You can still get Epic Game Store for free. It's not costing you anything. You don't have to buy another console. For instance, if you're an Xbox gamer and you wanted to play Spider-Man, you have to buy a PS4. Or if you want to play God of War, you have to buy a PS4. Or if you want to play the Halo franchise in the past, you have to buy an Xbox. Thankfully, Halo franchise is now coming to PC, as we've discovered, and I'm super stoked about that. But that's another conversation for another time. So PC gamers have always kind of, if it has come to PC, it's come to Steam. That's been the general rule. And the reason I actually really like the Epic Game Store and what they're doing is Steam the last few years has really gotten much worse. I remember back in 2012 through like 2014, kind of the heyday of Greenlight and that whole program, and there were some really great indie games coming through Greenlight. Steam was curating a lot of them, making sure they weren't just asset flips or bad games coming through. And yeah, I really enjoyed that genre, that era of Steam where it was, I could jump on there, I could find a new IP that I would enjoy playing. The problem with Steam nowadays is if you've been on there recently and you've tried to look for a new IP, you're not going to find anything. You're going to find a bunch of trash. You're going to find a bunch of asset flips because Steam has essentially stopped looking at the games that are uploaded on their store. They're letting anyone do anything, and it's just a bunch of trash games. So if you're looking at a list of new releases, for instance, there's like up to 100 like every few hours. It's insane. And they're all not good. Now I think Steam is making some strides in that aspect, but they've been slow and people have been complaining about it for a while. So unless you know what you want on Steam, you're not going to find a nice new game. Now, everybody who is established on Steam, I understand them complaining about having to switch to a different library manager. The nice thing about Steam is it contains all of your games. You can go on there, you can launch them from there. Again, most of them, I say all, but it's most. Any Origin titles you have to launch from there. Ubisoft titles launch from their launcher. You can launch them through Steam, but it opens their launcher. Battle.net, to name a few other launchers that you have to have in order to play the games that are on there. But now Epic has kind of gotten into the game. They started with Fortnite, and then they opened their own game store. And I honestly think it's a good thing for the industry. Steam has been king for too long with no competition, and they've gotten lazy. Frankly, the store is trash. And again, like, it's a good library manager. I have over 500 titles on Steam, so I understand it's frustrating to have to switch libraries. But I've already done it a little bit with Origin, with Battle.net, like I mentioned those before. So another one's not going to bother me that much. And again, Epic Game Store is free. I'm not paying anything for it. I'm not buying a new system. So it's the least of my worries. And there are systems out there that combine all your games, whether it's on Steam, Epic, Origin, Battle.net. And again, you're downloading a third-party software. I get that. That's not fun. But they do combine all your games that are installed. And so you can play them off there. Anyways, all that to say, I think it's about time Steam got some competition. And I'm glad Epic, while they may not be going about it the best way in getting exclusives, and I agree with that. I think there should be competition across the platform. But they're doing that. They're paying these developers good money to get exclusive rights to these games. Now, the consumer isn't seeing any of that benefit, but the developers are, and they're getting to choose who they want on their end. So there's competition from the developer side. And as long as we get access to the games, I don't think we can complain that much. And hopefully this means Steam starts to step it up. They see a challenger, and I hope they wake up, and I hope you wake the giant, and hopefully there's solid competition between the two platforms, and then we get better games, cheaper games, better sales, etc. But anyways, that's my opinion. Thanks for lasting through here. If you did, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want more comment like this. I'm going to start doing more commentaries. I think this is the content I enjoy watching on YouTube, kind of opinion pieces. And yeah, I like to share my own. So yeah, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and thanks for dropping by.